From UFOs to psychic powers and government conspiracies, history is riddled with unexplained events. You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they don't want you to know. Here are the facts. The September 11, 2001 attacks on New York City and Washington, D.C. irrevocably changed the course of U.S. history. Like the Japanese attacks on Pearl Harbor 60 years earlier, this catastrophe horrified the American public, and the nation felt besieged by the possibility of further attacks. President Bush's ratings soared to 90%, and his administration worked closely with Congress to pass a flurry of wide-reaching laws. Conspiracy theories spread immediately, and spotty reporting by the 9/11 Commission did little to discourage them. 10 years later, skeptics and conspiracy theorists still debate particulars of the incident. By now, most people are familiar with the popular 9/11 conspiracy theories. The idea that 9/11 was somehow an inside job, or that the government covered up evidence of mistakes. But there's another concern here. What laws did we pass exactly, and how do they affect us today? Here's where it gets crazy. Since it was signed into law in October 2001, the Patriot Act has become a subject of increasing controversy. According to scholars such as Elliot Minksburg, director for People for the American Way, the Justice Department has used terrorism as a guise to expand law enforcement powers in areas that are totally unrelated to terrorism. It's true that the Patriot Act has been used to investigate non-terroristic crimes. In fact, the intelligence community was waiting for the opportunity to pass this sort of legislation. Far from being custom-made legislation designed as a reaction to 9/11, the Patriot Act is instead an amalgamation of various powers the intelligence community has wanted for years. Yet it seems these expanded powers still fall short of some agencies' desires. In 2005, Dan Eggen of The Washington Post published a story exposing several FBI violations of secret surveillance laws, including improperly seizing email and bank records and conducting an unconsented physical search. These findings have caused researchers like David Sobel, the general counsel of the Electronic Privacy Information Center, to speculate that this is simply the tip of the iceberg. What other abuses are out there? Finding the information can be tricky. For example, Title V of the Patriot Act strengthens the power of National Security Letters, or NSLs. An NSL is a formal request for information regarding a person under surveillance. These existed prior to the Patriot Act, but under the new law they were applicable to U.S. citizens and contained gag orders preventing the recipient from informing anyone of the letter. Subsequent legislation has softened these powers, but they still exist. By 2004, nearly 300 U.S. municipalities had passed laws or formally disagreed with the act, urging Congress to modify or repeal this legislation. In the post-9/11 world, the average U.S. citizen has lost numerous legal protections. Supporters of the law argue that this sacrifice has been both necessary and beneficial. Some claim that as many as 15 terrorist attacks have been prevented thanks to the Patriot Act. However, to privacy advocates and other opponents of the act, it has been used more to invade the private lives of citizens than to prevent terrorism. And, currently, no one knows exactly how much or how little privacy is left to the average citizen. Requests for more facts under the Freedom of Information Act, or FOIA, are no safe bet. The FOIA has several exemptions, including national defense. Not only is there something they don't want you to know, but legally, they don't have to tell you.
Now, my opponent would have you believe that freedom is the most important key word that you're going to hear tonight. Now, I'd like to point out that 1, opportunity. See this Band-Aid? That Band-Aid got there from hard work as your president. 2, jobs. Good jobs. That's 3. There's also justice. Not only justice for people, but justice for corporations. I'd like to add that Goldman Sachs is the most important corporation. Now, hold on, everyone. Now, Goldman Sachs is important.